Hello there, welcome to the channel everybody, welcome back if you've been here before, welcome if you're new, and welcome everyone to episode 6 of our No Mods Building series, Beans Builds. Now just quickly before we get into the video, I'd like to say thank you so much to everyone for getting the channel up and above 500 subs. Really awesome and really chuffed that happened the other day, so yeah, thanks for everyone for that. I'll talk a little bit more at the end of the video as I always do, but without further ado, let's get into it. Now today we're back at Starlight Driving, my little builder's playground, and we're going to be building a little autonomous defence drone. So I seen this picture the other day, or a little while back, and I thought that was the cutest little death machine ever, so yeah, thought I'd build one. So let's go ahead. Okay, so we're in workshop mode, and I'm just going to start by grabbing my trusty Schiller to rise up one of these single floor squares off the ground. And then we're going to get out 4 suitcases, and we're only using this square rubber mat here just to put them all on. Now the suitcases are very forgiving as far as collision goes, so you can line up all 4 quite well. Now you want to put the buckles on the inside, and this will give you, the floor mat will give you a nice even ground to put them on. So I'm going to just speed this up while I fiddle around with these, get them all nice and perfect. So as you can see, them suitcases are very forgiving as far as collision goes. So nice and easy to line up, and now we've got this nice 4x4 rectangle. So next thing we want to do is go over to our containers and get out one of these footlockers. So I'm just going to grab my Schiller and I'm going to pop that in the middle at what will become the back of our little defence drone. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. So next we're going to go over to the miscellaneous tab in the power, and we're going to get 4 of these straight up firework mortars. And we're going to want them back to back, but we're going to do them one by one, because when I did a test run and I tried pillar glitching them together back to back and then Schiller glitching them onto the body, just wasn't he having them. Alright, so they're on. Things starting to take shape a little bit. So now what we need to do is get ourselves a turret on there. So we want to go over to turrets in the defense bit, and I'm going to get me one of these missile turrets, and we're going to have to Wi-Fi glitch this because it's not going to have a power source over there. So the way I'm going to do that is, I've got this concrete pillar over here with this little connector in. I'm just going to put this connector at the bottom there. I'll store that wire just so you can see it from the get-go. I'm going to connect this to that fusion generator over there, and then I'm going to wire glitch
A few moments later.
Okay, so I've hit a little bit of a snag trying to get this wire to glitch up here. It's just not having it. But there is a workaround because I've had this problem before. So I'm just going to wire glitch the connector instead, and then I'm going to select with the wire button, the triangle on PlayStation, the turret, whilst looking through the wire at the turret. Now, next thing I'm going to do is select this, deselect it, and as you'll see, as long as this wire between the connector and the generator is alive, then that turret is wirelessly connected. Now, that might be a little less than ideal because this is still having to be connected to the generator. As you'll see, if we take that off, turret goes off. But that's okay, because these little connectors fit onto these generators very nicely, and you know what, they're not even that visible. There we go. Worth it as a workaround if you're struggling like I was then. Okay, now something I want to do when I decorate this is get a couple of makeshift batteries in there just so it looks like it's got its own little power supply. So I'm just going to drop them. I know they're junk items and they will move around, but they look nice when it's static. But I'm just going to drop them in here. With them being where I want them to be, the next thing I want to do is get a little bit of conduit just across there, so it looks like they're held in there, so they're enclosed. So I'm just going to go onto the menus and measure up what I need. Yeah, just one of them will do. Get one of them, then get the trusty old schiller, and you know what? I'm gonna get two of them to get a little bit of extra length. Perfect. Okay, yes, I'm pretty pleased with that is, and now that that's there, we know what room we're playing with to get the turret in. So let's get that in. So next I want to build up like a little bit of a conduit cage just around the turret, just so it looks like it's a bit extra protection for it, a little bit sturdier. So I think just one of the short conduits, and then two of these round ones to give it a U shape. I think that'll be big enough. Let's try getting that in there. Yeah, it looks alright. Let's get a couple more in there. An easy way to get these in the same place, I find, is to just get them so they're sort of poking through perfectly through the pre-existing one, and then you can just drop them up and down. Okay, so it's starting to take shape quite nicely. It's going to get one of these green toolboxes, the little footlockers, and use it as a front bumper. And then I'm going to put some lights on it. Okay, so you'll notice that the lights haven't come on, but that's because they need a connector near them that's powered. Now I have wire glitched the turret to the firework mortars, but it doesn't seem to have worked. So what I'm going to do is just pop some conduits on now with my schiller and then connect them up. Okay, so I'm just going to glitch a wire with these pylons onto these connectors. And then I'm going to glitch them to the turret. I've got power in my lights at the front and at the back. So now that that's done, I think it's looking about ready for some wheels. Okay, so we're in the miscellaneous tab of furniture, and I've just popped down 4 of these tellies, and these are what we're going to be using as the wheels. Now I'm going to be doing the wheels 2 different ways. This is the first way, and I've seen this from a Reddit post, a Redditor called a pigeon-named-jim. Presumably he was a human Redditor and not in fact a pigeon actually named Jim, but he used these as wheels on boxcars. So I thought, yeah, no, that's a pretty cool idea, eh? So I'm going to schiller glitch these on one by one, and I kind of want them just going up to it and also being about halfway in. So if I can line up the edge of this telly with the edge of the suitcase, then it'll be around about where I want it to be. So yeah, that looks good. Now let's get the others on there. So now we're going to group set the little vehicle. and just take it where we want. Don't worry about those batteries, we'll go pick them up in a minute, and because we're group selecting it we can sync it so the wheels are in the ground. And that's it, with our little batteries back in there, the little guy's done. He's looking pretty cool, isn't he? Here he is, looking pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to show you another way to do the wheels on it, a different way. If you want to move your little defense drone around, these TV wheels are probably the best, because the next one I'm going to show you, it only really works well if your defense drone's static. And the way I'm going to do it is using some actual tyres that I've scavenged from the wasteland, and I'm going to pop these against this just so I can tell how low down it needs to be. So it needs to be a little bit further down. And this method is inspired by Ezzy Fallout and some of his vehicle builds. He does some really cool vehicle builds. You should check his channel out. I'll put a link to the one in specific that this is based on in the description. A little bit lower down. And that'll do it. My tire's stuck. Oh dear. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it over here where the ground's a little bit more even, so all the tyres will be up in the same position. Now I think that's still a bit too high. Okay, so I think that's the perfect height that I want it at. So I'm just going to line the tyre up, straighten it up, and line it up with the middle of the suitcase. This is going to be a fiddly process, so I'm not going to play it for all of it, but you can watch me do one, and then I'll blitz through the others. Okay, that's good enough for what I've got planned. So next I'm just going to go over here, grab my chiller, and I've got some of these yellow triangle posters, signs. So I'm just going to grab one of them. And I'm not going to sink it into the tyre, but I'm going to put it as close to the tyre as I can, and that's going to trap it in there. Obviously if you group select the thing and move it, the tyre is going to move in the same way I've lost the batteries, but we can pop the batteries back in. Alright, that's looking good. So once you've got both tyres in and they're locked in with the signs, you know what room you're working with, so you can build a conduit cage to add over the sign. Now the reason I've gone a little deep in the conduit cage is just because you don't want these conduits touching the tyres, otherwise it's going to push them up. And then that's going to push them out the little holsters with the signs. And then just do one on the other side. Alright, so that's him all done with these wheels. We've also given him a name. It's a little bit of a Fallout theme one, combination of Fat Man and Little Boy, so we've gone with Little Man. We've even got our batteries back in there. And here's what he looks like at night with the wheels. Well, alright then, that's the end of our build video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please let me know in the comments which wheels you prefer. I kinda like them both for their own purposes, but I'd be keen to see what everyone else thinks. Please do subscribe if you haven't already and you want to, that'd be pretty cool. And on that note, thank you so much to everybody for getting their channel up and over 500 subs recently. Really cool, and never expected to get anywhere near that many, so yeah, pretty blown away by it, but it's pretty awesome, and I'm really appreciative of it, and you know, all the likes and the comments and the views makes my day that everyone's enjoying it, and it, you know, keeps me motivated to keep going with this. But anyway, that's enough waffle on from me. I will be back next week with another Beans builds, because I've kind of run out of settlement stuff to show you. I need to get building some new settlements now that I'm done at Sanctuary, but we'll get to that when we get to that. In the meantime, it's just going to be Beans builds here and there once every week or once every other week, but we'll see how we get on, eh? So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, I'll see you next week. Take care of your sons, take care of each other, and yeah, have a good week. Ta-ra!